I grew up, I went to Skyline High School. I graduated in 1990. We had no GSA. At the time, it just wasn't the safe space that it is right now. Here in California, I always say we live in a bubble, because if you travel outside of this state, you'll see that people are not as progressive as we would hope they would be, even in 2021. And there are even some parts of California of the day that are not as accepting as we would hope they would be. And that is what has really made the creation of this center so vital to not only youth, but adults as well, for our mental well-being. Um, I never had a space like the center to come to ask questions, to feel like I could just be me, who I felt internally, and to ask someone, what does it mean when I'm having an attraction to girls and an attraction to guys? What is that called? Is it okay for me? Because at the time I never saw anyone that looked like me. Um, so any Black lesbians that I saw definitely did not have the appearance that I had. So I was confused. I did not even have language for bisexual. So there was a lot of questions that at the center that has been created here, we have spaces where you can actually have these questions, where people make you feel welcome and you feel safe to question your identity, to hear other people's lived experiences. They share their stories so you can feel that sense of belonging, and that you're not alone, and that, oh, it's quote unquote normal to feel a little confused and to feel this way one day, and a couple of years later feel differently, because sexuality is fluid. But who knows that when you're in high school? Who even talks like that? And that's really one of the things I'm most proud of here at the center with our youth group, that we create these spaces. At least that's our intention, and that's our hope, that we're creating this safe space where we are leading by example of being vulnerable and sharing our stories, so that in turn someone else can come and say, oh, I thought I was alone in feeling like that. Okay, so if you feel like that and you're older, of course I'm going to feel like this if I'm 16 or 13 or even 12 sometimes. And this is, like I said, this is what we try to create here at the center. We have a youth group. Our youth services are available to youth from 13 to 25. And we have a youth club, which meets virtually every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. And that's basically for youth 13 to 17. Now, pre-COVID, we were very proud to create this youth group where our youth were able to come in person. We have a cafe, we have a library, we have a computer lab. So youth were actually able to come every Wednesday. We had it twice a week. And Shorty, who is the youth coordinator, and I ran the youth club. And so we had check-ins. We let the kids just come and just be who they felt they were, authentically. And that's one thing. I work in early childhood education. So the thing is, once you are 2 and 3 years old, that's how early your gender identity begins. That's when you internally understand how you relate with the two gender binaries, be it male or female. And so just imagine that at that early age, you know how you're starting to identify. And if you're not in a space, if you're not in an environment where you're able to express who you are authentically and genuinely, this is what happens to a lot of our youth. They're not able, because of maybe how they were raised, or maybe their parents' traditional beliefs or religious beliefs, they're not able to be who they are authentically. And so that's when depression sets in, that's when isolation sets in, and that's when they're looking for other ways to just be able to belong. And so what we've tried to create at this center is that space where they can come. We recognize who you are, we accept you for who you are. All we ask is that you not only respect yourself, but you respect other people. And so you create the space that you need it to be. And that's what we've tried to do here at the community center. We've tried to create a center for what we need internally. And we've tried to make that so when everyone comes in, they feel welcome. they feel like, okay, this is a place where we can come get resources. If we need to visit our clinic, we need some sexual health education, or we need some sexual health testing. We've tried to create a whole wellness community here because, like I said before, not only was it not like that for me when I was growing up, that even in 2021, in Oakland, California, there are some places where you can walk, like my partner and I, if we're walking and we're two Black women holding hands, sometimes that is not always accepted. And that is always at times looked at and frowned upon. So what we've tried to create here is in essence our own little bubble, which we hope to continue to spread out. So if you want to volunteer when COVID ends and our new normal begins, it's already sort of beginning, definitely check out the website. We're looking forward to having the doors open again for drop-in times where, like I said, you can come in, you can sit at the cafe, you can chill with your laptop, you can bring friends, you can join the club. Right now, if you need some mental health services or if you just need any type of resources around housing, you can definitely check our website. There's a form you can fill out. You can reach out to one of our wellness coordinators. There is always someone that is going to answer your call, answer your email. We just want to be here for the community because we are part of our community. It takes a village. And if we don't do for each other, no one will. So I want to really encourage everyone to always look out for those opportunities to be a leader. I think as we've seen just politically, it's going to take all of us to step up, and the leadership is within you.